Hey, I'm Chase. I build random things, and today I'm going to turn this 2-inch piece of flat bar into a bronze brazed letter N. And I'm going to do that using only 2 tools, an angle grinder and an Oxy Acetylene torch. Let's get started. This project started because I had created these H and B for my 2 older children, and I had to create another one for my youngest, Nova, so that's why we're doing the N. So I started off by just measuring off at 7 3/4, and my cutting setup, and you'll notice it's kind of a janky setup, but I have that piece of bar clamped down to a couple pieces of 2-inch tube. Sitting on top of another one, just to get it off the ground, a piece of 3/16 plate sitting on top of concrete. I'll cut these pieces of metal using the Oxy Acetylene torch. So I have acetylene set at 6 psi and the oxygen set at about 30 psi. So I'm going to preheat the metal a little bit just to get it hot enough, and then just pull the trigger and slide that across the metal, just cutting it with the flame itself. So they're pretty close in size. So now what I need to do is just line up and figure out what size we're going to do for the diagonal for the end. I think that's generally what I'm looking for. Once again, I'll just cut these diagonals using the torch. You see these 2 pieces, they are a little bit rough. That is mostly just due to it being cut with a torch and me not being that proficient at a torch, but that's easy enough to knock down with an angle grinder. Pieces ground down, now they're flat, so when we line it up here, piece sits flush, both top and bottom. And there we have the N. Now I just knocked it down with that angle grinder a little bit, that bare steel here. We also have along this edge here on both sides. Just knocked down just a little bit to make sure that we can have a clean surface. Right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get my gear on and go and start braiding this up. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this side right here. You can see there is a bit of a gap here. It's about a 1/16 of an inch. And then go ahead and start brazing the whole process. I'm going to do this using Oxy Acetylene and putting in some bronze filler rod, which will fill in that gap. Now you do notice that I am kneeling on the floor. I don't actually have a welding table yet, and that is going to be a future video where I will be putting that together. Just to show you how strong it is, I can go and just beat it on the ground, and it holds up just fine. And there it is. We have the bronze running up here, the bronze running down in there. All in all, that took not very much time to actually drop the bronze in there. Took longer to set it up and make sure everything was aligned appropriately. Didn't even have to use any tacks. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and grind this down now, and we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. This is exactly what I'm looking for. A little bit rough. Bronze putting down. It's a cool looking letter. Thanks for building with me today. See you next time.